Hey everybody, and welcome to Monday night's edition of
Monday's a night.
Paranormal Question of the Day. We'll be right back after the intro. And that was the wrong intro, damn it. Anyway,
We'll pick the right one. Play
I
the
have I have too many.
play the right one.
So, Monday's edition of the Paranormal Question of the Day.
Hi Ron. Hi
And
Betsy.
today we have a special guest with us is Cynthia Gerodius of Raven Rose Paranormal.
Hello.
Taryn, how you doing today?
Good. Good. How are you? Hi Tom.
Hey, Tom.
I'm doing good. I had an interview today, so hopefully that goes somewhere. We'll
There
see.
you go. And what's Cynthia doing today? How are we doing?
This is like the second show I've done tonight, so.
Yes, second show with me.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So, if you didn't know what tonight's show is going to be about, so I kind of kept it a little bit of a secret and don't have to give it away too much, but this one is going to be interesting, and I'd like to hear what you all have to say about the paranormal question of the day. And here we go. Maybe, if it wants to work with me. There we go. Sorry, folks. All right. So, do you believe in holy water or is it just water? But this show is also all about intent and what you make of it. So, Cynthia, you want to start off?
Do I believe in holy water or is it just water? Truthfully, I believe that holy water is a good tool to have. I myself am a practicing eclectic witch. I have been a practicing eclectic witch for about 20 years. And I actually do use holy water. Holy water is the same to me as having like an amulet or a piece of jewelry or anything that you feel is going to help keep you safe and help dispel negative energies. As Darren says, it's all about the intent. If you believe it's going to work, it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't have said it better.
Yep.
I feel the same way. You know, I feel that it's definitely. I mean, I am not. I'm not a religious person. I'm a Christian. You know, I don't go to church and stuff like that. But I do believe if holy water is blessed by a priest or blessed by anything of that power, should I say, quote unquote, I do think that it tends to, for me, it does mean a little bit more than if you just go to the store and buy a bottle of something that says holy water.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if I took it to a church and said, "Can you please bless this can I have some of this holy water or whatever?"
Mm-hmm.
That I would that's what I would use. I wouldn't buy it from a store.
Yep. The thing that I like to compare it to is we have a place here called the Grotto. It's the Grotto of West Bend, and it's technically considered one of the one of the seven wonders of the world, one of the seven wonders of the United States or something like that. I don't even remember what. But anyway, this priest brought back all of these geodes and semi-precious stones and everything, and he just made this big, huge grotto. He did the, what is it, 13 stations of going through from the trial to the resurrection.
Right.
and he's got a bunch of different statues in there. It's a beautiful place, and it's right next to this big, huge Catholic church.
Mm-hmm.
And in the gift shop, they sell little bottles of holy water.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
That's in the church, though, you're saying, right?
no, this is in the gift shop of the grotto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the gift shop of the grotto, they sell little bottles of holy water. To me, I would rather buy the vessel to put it in and go to the church,
Mm-hmm.
inside the church, and get the holy water and have it blessed, doubly blessed by a priest.
That
Or-
you see it. That you see
Yeah,
it. That you see it
yeah.
happen.
Yep, so that I can see it happen and I know that it's happening, and rather than buy it from a gift shop.
Right.
A lot of the places, San Luis Obispo is another one that we went to. Yeah, San Luis Obispo in California is another place that we visited, and we went and toured it, and they sell little bottles of holy water, but they also sell the empty bottles, and you can take it inside and do.
See, I would rather just do that. That's what I do. Like if I were to get, like, I have a bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had the bottle for a while. I probably should get a new one, but I actually had a priest bless it. I didn't want to. Like I said, I don't like buying that stuff from the store. So
Right. And it kind of helps too, because that way you can see it happen, see the intent put into it by the priest, and then you can put your own intent into it as he's doing it.
yeah, I feel like it's double coverage, because not only do you have your own personal intent, then you have the intent of what its purpose is behind it. You know what I mean? And having that extra, like, feeling, like, knowing for sure that it was really blessed by a priest, like, I feel like that just gives you 100% assurance that you have something that could possibly work, and if you needed it, if it became a situation.
Mhm. Exactly. I like that word, situation. I got to remember that.
Hi, Yvonne. How are you?
So now you all say about having a priest do it, but now can another religion
Yeah.
have its own
Any.
intake on it and mean it in a whole different kind of way? Does
Oh,
it
yeah.
change it at all?
No, it doesn't. It's the intent behind it.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the end of the day, when you think about religion as a whole, at the end of the day, every religion is atheist a religion?
No.
That's just, you just kind of believe what you want to believe.
All right. So I would say every religion does believe in some sort of a higher power.
Right.
Mhm.
No matter what the name, what it looks like, what it, you believe in a higher power.
Right.
So I feel like there are still those rituals or beliefs that kind of parallel each other to every religion, where it could be, a brown stick that they carry around. And as long as they get whatever blessings they get from whoever to mean something, I think that would equal holy water as to what to a Catholic person, or, you know what I mean? I feel like down the line, they would all equal each other in some way. It doesn't have to be exactly the same thing.
So you're saying that Walmart won't help you if they have Walmart water?
Okay, so here's the thing with Walmart,
Yes.
and I'm kind of glad that my sister isn't watching this. She'd probably kill me. I love my sister to death. I really do. But so for Christmas, I got a sage smudge set from my sister. She bought it at Walmart. I did not realize that Walmart had gotten into selling more of the New Age metaphysical stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
And they do. And
Hey, Amber.
Amber.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I was going to say, I don't have a problem with her buying it from Walmart because of the intent behind it.
But do you think that knowing that it came from Walmart, do you think that lessens how you feel it helps and does its job?
No.
But it says great value on it.
No, actually it doesn't. but because it's still all about the intent that you put behind it and the intent that you're using it for. Like you had said, with the various religions that are able to use various objects and various things, as long as it's their faith and their belief that's behind it. I mean, you could be a pastafarian and have a blessed plate of spaghetti or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's what you believe and everything, the energy that you put behind it, that's going to make it work for you.
Right. I mean, I think and it's the same with everything. Like, what was the Dybbuk box? Isn't that where does that fall? That's
You should
Jewish.
not be named.
That's Jewish.
What? Yeah, Jewish, right?
Yeah.
So a Dybbuk box. So that would be equivalent to me, a Ouija board. You know what I'm saying? Like that same. It's parallel. It's like that same that same
stigma,
controversial stigma behind it. Like,
right.
Is it
right.
real? Is it not real? Is it you know what I'm saying? Like, and for the most part, people think Dybbuk boxes you're not supposed to touch or play with, right? Where a lot of people think Ouija boards are the same thing. Even if you got educated on them, you might feel differently about them. You know what I mean? So that there's people that do have Dybbuk boxes, and some people are like, you're crazy. Just like there's people I know that have walls of Ouija boards throughout their houses, and people would say, you're crazy, so.
Yep. We could do a whole nother show on on Dybbuk boxes and everything, because he has.
We had one.
I was just explaining like the parallel.
Yeah. Nope.
A little bit more.
I get it. Dybbuk boxes are one of my favorite subjects because I have such an issue with the whole making things and selling them on eBay. But
let's bring that up.
Yeah. But
which was in line with buying holy water.
Hey, sure.
Yeah. So
look at her stunning profile picture. I just have to say, she looks stunning.
Very pretty.
She looks stunning. I love it.
But it's just, I have an issue with the commercialized.
Mm-hmm.
For me, there's a few things in every faith and in every religion that I have issues with, like for instance, with the indigenous Native American, part of the issue that I have is their the whole sage thing. If you're going to get sage, you have to get a certain type of sage from somebody to be able to use it, which I understand that white sage for them is a holy item, and that's something that's sacred to them, and so they tend to guard that, and they tend to try and keep that within that religion. It's the same thing with witchcraft. A lot of Wiccans, there's a lot of militant Wiccans out there that, if you don't do this a certain way, or if you don't use this certain thing or that certain thing, and they gatekeep. Another one would be
well, I mean, it's the same thing with Catholic. Like you have Roman Catholic, you have Catholic,
right,
and you have Protestant, you have
Christianity, yeah.
You have all different forms, because that's what happened. It was one way. Somebody didn't like it, so they broke off and said, "Well, we want to do it this way, so we're going to start a new religion, and it's going to say so that it can then include this." And it just kept branching off. That's why I don't believe in organized religion, because it's all man-made.
Yep.
It's
and
all
a lot of it's getting commercialized.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're profiting off of us for it too.
Yes and no.
I mean, if they can't go without a service without saying, "Hey, we have a gifting tray. Can you donate to our church?"
Okay,
and
that
ask for
that
a certain
I see.
percentage of it. Yeah, I have a problem with that.
Yeah,
them asking for money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
because you don't. In the end, you don't know where that money's going towards. Sometimes
you don't, but if you don't trust the church you're going to, then you probably
Shouldn't be going there.
right.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, that's just
And not every, I mean, well, I guess every church. I mean, I know they go off of donations. I don't know
Mhm.
how they. That's the one thing I don't get. I would love to have somebody on, and I'm not. Believe me, I'm not dissing. I was a late bloomer, so I actually was. I had my Holy Communion when I was like 23 years old. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And I thought Catholic was the way to go. You know, I didn't. You know, when my dad passed away, I went to like 400. I went to so many different churches because I was like, I thought I needed something in my life, so I went to so many different types of churches, Baptists and this and that. Um, I mean, so many, and they were all great. But then when I walked in this one, I was like, wow, this is cool. You know, they had a live band that did
Mhm.
their music. You know, it was kind of like more on my level. The Father Michael, his name was, had an earring in his ear. You know, so it seemed like a little bit more laid back for me. So I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm feeling this. You know, um, but so I'm not like dissing any. I like I said, I was a late bloomer, but but being older, I would ask a lot of questions, and I got a lot of, you just have to have faith, and like there was
Yep.
really no answers to. And then I started realizing that a lot of the people I was surrounded by were very judgmental people.
Mhm.
Considering what the word of the gospel that they would preach about, you know, is supposed to be, you only have one person, one that judges, and that's, you know, what they believe in is God.
Mhm.
So, you
Mhm.
know, they were so judgy.
Mhm.
Like, you know, I just knew it wasn't my thing, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So
where the heck was I going with that? I don't even know where I was going with that.
that's all right.
The
You
commercialized
just
stuff.
started. You said
Oh
you
yeah,
said something
commercial.
about Native Americans, and you
Yep.
said,
Yeah, the commercialized because they gatekeep.
"Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah." So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. And I mean, there's gatekeepers in every religion. There really is. Like I was saying, you know, with the pagan community, in any path that you follow in the pagan community, there's gatekeepers in every path.
Mhm.
Same as Christianity, the same as Islam. You know, there's gatekeepers in every path. But they don't, if they're going to gatekeep the way that their religion is, or the way that you should be doing, you know, practicing their religion, um they shouldn't be okay with the commercialization of everything. You know, if you're going
Mhm.
to gatekeep the way that you should be doing your religion, you should not be okay with, okay, well, we're going to send this out into every major store in the country, you know, and sell it there, because there's several different, like I said, Walmart sells sage now.
yeah. See, I
I
don't
haven't
know.
seen it yet.
Yeah, and
Oh,
but what you're saying parallels again with like the paranormal community, where it's almost as if you're saying whatever's going out to the Walmarts and being sold and stuff, it's almost like what's on TV.
yep, yep, exactly.
And the YouTubers that are faking stuff, you know, it's like all these, they're just going out there doing, you know what I mean? And
Yep.
making the real things look gimmicky and
Yeah.
fake and this and that. So
Mhm.
And the other thing, that's what the same thing that goes along with the lines with what you're talking about too with these shows is intent. You know, these shows are teaching these new groups and these new people that want to get into this, that if you go out seeking demons, you shall find demons.
Mhm.
that's why people should just watch Ghost Hunters.
That's why we need to have more shows with more teams, like, you know, the local teams and the teams
Yeah.
that like
That's what I
ours
love
that are
about
out there.
the Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
See, the problem is that like, and I've tested this theory. I've been on investigations and I've been live 4 or 5 hours
Mhm.
straight.
Hmm.
4 or 5 hours straight, I'm live. People don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
Because to them it's boring because they're not finding any fun in it while you're just walking around and just shutting the lights off, walking in the dark, and
it's they think that we can get everything done in an hour.
yeah, exactly.
And everything that we get done in that hour is going to give us results every single time.
And they need to understand that sometimes these teams are there for a week to 2 weeks, and then they condense everything down to that 1 hour.
Well, that's what Ghost Hunters do. They're there. They're at that location wherever they're at there for a week.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I said, they condense it to show all the good spots of what people see, and then they think that's where they get it from. Oh, this could be done in an hour.
Yeah, they don't put that disclaimer out there that, hey, we've been here for this long, and this is what we got within this amount of time.
Mhm.
I know somebody had to put up a question like, what are the what needs to be done in the paranormal field or whatever, and I said, all these new people coming in on the scene, they gotta sit down and seriously watch all the OGs. They gotta watch, Jason and Grant and all them. They gotta watch or learn from people that, if they're gonna sit there and learn from it, because I learn from Ghost Hunters. Like, it's very educational as well.
Mhm.
Like when you're investigating and stuff, and not Destination Fear. I'm sorry, a lot of people like that show. I know.
I do.
I know. All of my peaches love it. I mean, there's a lot of people that like that show, but that is insane. The way they investigate, you know what I mean? It's very, and you have 13-year-old and 14-year-olds watching it and thinking like, this is what you're supposed to do, and this is how you're supposed to act.
Oh yeah, sit there, bring up the 8-year-old.
It does say for entertainment purposes. It does, but people don't even pay attention to that. They don't pay attention to that, because even when Ghost Hunters has EVPs and stuff like that, I don't look at that as entertainment. I think that they have legit evidence.
Mhm.
Even though it says for entertainment purposes, people don't pay attention, especially a 13-year-old.
No.
That believes everything they're watching is the truth.
Gospel truth. Yep. We were at an expo, what was it, in March?
Yeah, the expo in March, yeah.
And we had a mother and son come up to our booth and were discussing things with us. And this kid couldn't have been more than 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling us about all the different shows that he watched and all the different YouTube stuff that he watched, and how he wanted to go out there and do that, and how he was trying to talk his mother into getting him a Ouija board so that he could try and communicate with Zozo, because, Zozo's one that you want to communicate with. And I'm sitting here going,
who's Zozo?
Zozo is a demon, quote unquote,
Mhm.
that is supposedly.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the Ghost Town Terror thing?
No, this is part of Ghost Adventures.
Ghost Adventures. It's a demon that is easily summoned by a Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
And it's said to more than 90% of the time solely communicate through a Ouija board. And
Zach Baggins made this up?
He did an episode in the Exorcist house.
Yeah.
And that's what came out of it?
Yep.
And he literally said on TV, like, anybody can summon this demon from anywhere.
Yeah, apparently they had a guy that was doing Ouija board sessions that had communicated with this Zozo how many times? Like 20, 25, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, just continuously, and it supposedly affected his wife and affected the family and all of that stuff. I don't know. I personally have issues with that show anyway.
That's cool. Oh yeah, I do too. I'm not shy about it.
But I try not to get shows in trouble, and don't hate me, but hey, that's my opinion.
I just say I apologize to people watching, because I know that there are people watching.
This is all based on our opinions.
Yeah, I mean, I know, and I don't think nobody's a bad person for liking the shows. I don't think that, I don't judge anybody for liking them.
And
I
don't
watch
get
it
me
for
wrong,
experiments.
Zach Bagans is an amazing businessman.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, for sure. I know a person like that in Gettysburg where I don't understand how they stay in business, but
Yeah.
they do because they're so, I mean, it's just about money. And
Yeah.
it's so fake and it's so horrible, and
Yeah, but the reason why I was speaking on this as how it goes with this show is the fact that a lot of the shows out there go out there with the intent of finding the negative. They go out
Mhm.
there with the intention of finding the dark, the bad, the tragic, the whatever, to keep people interested in watching that show.
right.
If you are teaching people to go and the sad thing is we've gone to a couple of investigations with newer teams, and this is what we see. We see newer teams going out and provoking and looking for all of the bad in a place and
Mhm.
trying to draw out the evil that's in a place.
So in
And
which that case, I would say, if you're gonna do that, please make sure you take water and take it to a priest and make sure you watch a priest bless
oh
it
my god,
because
yes.
chances are you're probably gonna need it.
Yeah.
See, I
I mean-
tactfully provoke, but I do it with respect.
Yeah, there's a difference. Provoking is even like a bad word. It's such a cliche word because
Yeah.
there's, I mean, like I'll go to Gettysburg and play Civil War music.
Yeah.
That in a way that's provoking, but that's not a negative provoking. That's
No.
Right. We're just trying to draw
No.
out the spirits a little bit more, but try to do it in a respectful kind of way
yeah,
to not hurt
So you
anybody.
are provoking to elicit a
response.
response.
Yeah. But I do it respectfully, not to
Get
harm
them
anyone.
angry.
The
Right.
newer teams are provoking to antagonize whatever is in the location that you're at.
Mm-hmm.
I heard recently, which I can't believe is happening. And I don't know how often it's being done or how many people are doing it, but I heard of something called the human pendulum or something.
Mm.
I just actually did that.
If you don't know what you're doing, not saying you guys, but
Yeah.
I've
I
heard
haven't
of
done
it
it
being
yet,
done
so.
at places that
Yeah.
if you don't know what you're doing, you should not be doing it.
I was down at Malvern Manor. Not this last weekend, but the weekend before. The 9th. And Richard Estep was one of the guests there. Amazing author, amazing gentleman, just really cool person. And yes, you hear my dogs arguing with each other. I'm very sorry.
They're probably just saying hi.
But he actually has a lot of experience with doing the human pendulum. So he was actually showing the group that I was with what it is and how it's done. And I had never ever seen it done, never tried it, nothing. And so they had asked for volunteers, and I'm like, well, sure, I'll do it. OMG. You stand in the middle of a room. The questioner is behind you, so you can't see them.
Right.
And you're
Now, is
basically
there a circle of people around you, or you're just standing in the middle of the room?
Oh, we had a big group of people, so you had everybody along the walls and stuff. But they ask for the spirit to communicate through you. And then they set the ground rules of, you are able to communicate, but you are not able to attack, hurt, yada yada.
Right.
And then they ask, show me the position for yes. And for me, I felt like I was being just kind of gently pushed forward.
Now, the person that was asking the questions, were they putting their hands up?
No,
So they weren't
No.
like not touching you, but were their hands kind of near
No.
your? Okay.
no, they weren't. I mean, there was nothing near me at all. And then they asked for the, what position is the no position, and it felt like words. I have never had anything like that happen. I mean, I am clairaudient, I am clairsentient, so I can hear spirit, I can, sense spirit in the room or sense it in a certain place. But I've never been manipulated like that,
Right.
and it was just so odd.
It's interesting because like I was somewhere, this was a long time ago, and I really can't remember. I feel like it was when I was doing my training to be a ghost hunter. It was 3 months of training, and I feel like in one of the classes, one of the mediums there at the time, she had a stand up, and somebody was standing right behind us. This is why I asked the question, and they didn't touch us. And it was like this energy type of a exercise, And she told both of us to, I can't, and I honestly, I have it downstairs, but I cannot remember what she said to, like, we both had to close our eyes and picture whatever, but literally could feel my body going forward. And nobody was touching me.
Right.
So I have felt that before, but there was somebody behind me, like trying to
manipulate the energy. Yep.
Happen, so, and it worked, which is weird.
Oh yeah, it's the coolest feeling in the world.
About it.
Maybe I'll try it at Edinburgh and see how it goes.
Yeah, they showed me how to do it because I asked them about it afterwards. I kind of took him aside and said, okay, so if I want to do this, tell me what is the best way to do this. And he kind of explained me through the whole thing. So now I have a general idea of how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, like, as long as I think whatever means of a way that you choose to try to communicate. I mean, they're all like, people hate on Ouija boards so bad, but really, a digital recorder is just of that. It's just an electronic version of a Ouija board. You're still holding something. You're still asking to communicate. You're still asking. I mean, even if you're not holding it, you're still trying to communicate and asking for a response to come through this machine. It's the same thing you do with a Ouija board. It's the same thing you do with anything. I would say make sure you know how to open and close and whatever you do, whatever you believe in, to make sure you're not missing a crossing a T or dotting an I.
Right. With Ouija boards and stuff, I'm not a huge fan of them, simply because I've seen what they can do. But I also think that if you are going to use a Ouija board, or if you want to do a Ouija board session while you're in an investigation, as long as you have somebody there that knows what they're doing, and you don't jump into it feet first and just put your hands on the planchette and say, hey, is anybody here? If you
also got to know, but you also got to know too who you are investigating with,
Right, exactly.
Because, and that's the thing I have, like with the events and everything like that, and the stuff, when you're investigating with all these people that you have no idea who you're investigating with. It tends to get a little, because first of all, nowadays people want a reaction. They want that attention. So they're going to do things. I feel like people do things to get the attention. You know what I mean? Like saying like, oh, but I forget what I was saying. My ADD is crazy today.
Ouija boards and intention.
Yeah. I mean,
and who you're investigating with.
But yeah, because I mean, my point was that I had gone investigating one time. My friend asked me, and this was before I had my classes and everything for new anything.
Mhm.
But I took these people out, and there was probably about 10 to 15 of them, and I told them all. I said, "Listen," because there was an email thing. I said, "You can't drink before, you can't, whatever." At that time, it was like all that stuff. Well, I didn't know that two of them were drunk AF. And
Ooh.
I mean, like, I had no idea because I didn't know them. And we were at a place where I hold, kind of dear to my heart. It's one of the places in New Jersey I go to where I feel a little connection to.
Mhm.
So, it kind of pissed me off. But then again, I mean, I learned a lesson from that. So it's like, a lot of times you got to really know. That's why when I do events and stuff like that, when I help out with, public events and everything, I don't go into that seriously with like this intention, like, okay, we're going to be investigate like I would as if it was an investigation with 7 of my close friends.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I approach it differently.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you kind of have to too when you're in a big group like that because
Hey, Lori.
truthfully, like you were talking about, you don't know who you're investigating with. And once you're at an event, if you're in a smaller place and you have a lot of people, you're not bound to get much anyway because there's going to be so much contamination from everybody that's investigating and all the, all the
Sure.
various people that are there
Mhm.
that there's no, I mean, there's not a very high probability that you're going to get good data.
And it's true. And it's funny because that was the case so much up until recently, I mean, in the last like 6 years. I mean, me and 2 other people did an event for this historical location. And at this point, I'm used to not getting anything. Right. So I just, like I said, like I take them serious because I want to help raise money. I hope people that are there, the people that buy the tickets and are there, I hope they have an experience is more what my mindset is going into that. Like, I really hope these people have a good night. They'll play with the K2 meters. They'll play with this. They'll play with that, and I want them to have fun. And even if there's a blip in the K2 meter and, it's like, you kind of just, you don't say, yeah, no, or whatever. You don't give your opinion. You just kind of leave it up to them to interpret.
Yep.
Most of the times they're the good thing. But so up until this point, I never had anything happen at any places that we held events at because of what you say. But then this one night it was 20 people, but it was a Victorian house. So it's small. And so it's small and there was 20 people that were paid for it. Then there was like 6 or 7 of us that were helping. So it was a lot of people in one little space. But we ran it like we learned and were taught how to run a private house investigation. We wanted to show them how it really goes down. We got 43 EVPs.
Wow.
43. And we had a show about it because it was so insane. Like it's so not the norm.
Uh-huh.
And then again at Pennhurst, I was for Pennhurst Paracon. I was leading one of the groups into the tunnels, and I was mostly the Rockwell tunnel. And 2 people for sure. I want to say maybe 3, but 2 people for sure walked out of there with photos. One I witnessed. I was standing there with her. It was just me and her. And we looked down the one hallway because we heard clicking. And I said, take a picture. And she did. And it was the silhouette or the outline of like what maybe looked like a woman nurse. Like what you would picture, how they wore the dresses back in the day.
Yep.
And then throughout the day, there was other people reporting hearing high heels in the Rockwell tunnel. So that was another time that it was real. It was like the energy was just like boom. I had a private tour there, and we were disembodied voices, and it was just crazy, like how more active places seem to be with events now. But still, I agree with you. The events, you really can't. It's so hard. It's so hard to, because of the uncontrollable environment. You don't know what's going on in the basement, or on the third floor if you're in the first floor. You have no idea.
Well, and then again, how that ties with the intent is like with the last event I did. There was a few people there that were just there to basically hang out, get drunk, and not take much seriously. And that really kind of puts a damper on it. Because when you are trying to, so I was in a room trying to communicate with one of the spirits that I'm familiar with there, and just trying to get her accustomed to more people, and see if she was willing to talk and things like that. And when you're sitting in a room and you're asking a bunch of questions, and you have a person sitting beside you that's giving you these off the wall stupid answers to your questions that you're not even involving them in, that intention just shoots everything down.
I know. Yep. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it stinks. Like, 'cause it's like, I mean, like with big events like that, like the Penhurst Parkrun was big. So, and it was family oriented. So there were 10-year-olds coming and 15-year-olds coming, and and so when you're bringing a big group like that down with all those kids, let me tell you, I'm the wrong person.
Hey, do you want a beer?
No, I'm the opposite. I am the teacher in the Christmas Story.
You could go light up in the corner over there.
No, I'm the teacher in the Christmas Story. I'm like, you better because I'm all about respect, about respect of the environment you're in, and they don't get that. They're acting like little a-holes, screaming and stuff, and I'm like, yo, I'm like, you don't understand. I said, not only are people investigating here, this is what you came here to do.
Right.
Nobody screams during an investigation. I was like, and there's other people investigating that aren't here, that you're screaming like a numbskull. They're going to hear you. I get mad. People,
it wrecks the whole mood of it.
Yeah. I get mad.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this. So when you go on an investigation, what's one of the items that you would not want to bring along with you for intent purposes that you can't use, that would not be a very good thing to bring?
Is this a PG show?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
Kidding. I got the parental advisory on there, so
what would I not want to bring?
Yes. What would you consider not to bring, using for as like, hey, I'm bringing a $1 bill. I'm using this for intent.
Mine would be Rob, because if anything happens, Rob would run and leave me there. Rob would leave. He would run out and just leave me there.
Look at his face on that one.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think you would bring a satanic Bible with you.
I thought about that, but no, I wouldn't. Because how would that be protection?
Right.
Totally not protection.
They're playing fire on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna look at stuff for protection, you
don't want to bring anything.
Yeah, you don't want to bring anything that is meant for the exact opposite of what you're doing. Like, if you're trying to cleanse, for lack of a better example, if you're trying to help cleanse a house, if you're trying to help help make this house better for the people that are living in it, you're not going to bring in a Ouija board.
Mhm.
You know, you don't want to bring in a Ouija board for that because
I would
that-
bring. You were saying a private house.
yeah,
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
I wouldn't. I
you
wouldn't.
know, it's
bring
something
a
like
Ouija
that.
board.
If you're going into a Muslim household and you're trying to help them out with whatever, I mean, I'm still studying all of the names of the different spirits and things of the Muslim faith. I know there's jinn and there's shaitan and there's quite a few different ones, but you probably wouldn't bring a bottle of Christian holy water with you.
No, you would have
because
to go.
their belief system is totally different with that. So, you know.
Yeah, I believe that if you're going to be doing private homes, you have to be at least basic knowledgeable of the religions of everyone.
Yeah, you need to be sensitive of what religions they are.
Right. And if you come across one that you're not, and you're going to be working, then I would say educate further, you know what I mean? So you can help. But I think at least you have to know a little bit about a lot of different beliefs and religions and stuff like that in order to successfully, help private cases for sure.
Yep. And the other thing with that is too, if you have the time to research, you do your research and you're still not comfortable with it, have a backup.
Yeah.
Have somebody in that circle of people that you can call if you need to. If you get in over your head and you don't know what the heck you're doing and things are going haywire, have somebody in that circle that you can call and say, hey, okay, help me out here.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Because for me, I had, until he passed away, I had a shaman on call.
Mm-hmm.
And I have another one that I'm starting to go to more and more and more now. I have other spiritualists, other mediums, other, witches, other, religions, demonologists. I have different people that I can reach out to.
Right.
So that way I know that if we go in with the intent of helping out and something happens and goes haywire, I have that backup to fall on.
Oh yeah, me too. I tell everybody I'm Casper only. So if I ever come across anything, I have my people that I reach out to and refer to for anything remotely that would be anything of a pinkish hue. I because like I always say that because we would have when I was in my group, we'd have like, green, yellow, orange, red. And I'm like, anything with a pinkish hue, I'm not touching.
Yeah.
I said, it is green. I said, I might dip my toe in a yellow, but
yeah.
But I am strictly Casper, green.
I mean,
happy, friendly. That's it.
Luckily, I have not run into anything.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, right. Knock on wood. I haven't walked into anything that I could not handle myself.
Right. Oh, I haven't even come across anything that, again, knock on wood, where I was afraid for my spiritual welfare. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Yep. I've been scared before, but nothing of,
right
like that.
Well, we'll see how I do at Edinburgh.
Don't be anticipating it.
No, I'm not anticipating it. There's a lot of things I want to try as far as experiment wise, but I'm not sure what the backlash or what's going to happen.
Well, we'll discuss that one at a later
you have to
date.
make sure you do your protection no matter what, because you could just be sitting there using a recorder for an EVP and just
you can get scratched just by doing that.
Well, I mean,
even a scratch doesn't mean it's bad.
Right. Just
Look
letting
at
you
what
know they're
happened
there.
to Taylor, my tech guy.
Oh yeah.
We were at Edinburgh, and it was his first time there. And Taylor's our resident skeptic. He has a red card that he pulls out for everything that he calls his bullshit card. And we were in there, and it was myself and another medium and her mom, and then it was the rest of our team, which consisted of my late husband, my skeptic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it's all good. Which consisted of my late husband, our skeptic, and our camera guy.
12-year-old.
Our newbie, our 12-year-old. He's 20, he's 22, 23, 24, somewhere in there. We call him our 12-year-old because he's about 5'3", 5'4", and looks like he's about 12.
Oh, wow.
Love him to death. I love my Emmett. But anyway, my husband had asked Taylor after everybody had gone their separate ways. I went out to the car to take a nap, and the other two ladies had gone home. So that left Roland, my late husband, and Taylor in the manor by themselves. And so Roland had asked Taylor, what do you think? And Taylor went, it's just a building. Famous last words. It's just a building.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So they went and they were investigating a room on the first floor, and they were in the closet area of that room, and they were doing an Estes session with the headphones and the necrophonic.
Mm-hmm.
And Taylor had the headphones on, and Roland was asking questions, and Roland had asked a question, I can't remember what it was, and Taylor got the word pressure. And Roland kind of turns around, what do you mean pressure? And Taylor said it again, pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And not more than probably 45 seconds to a minute later, Taylor felt a hand, like on the back of his shoulder, pushing him down.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to try and push himself back up and fight up against it, and it just took him to the ground, and it put him face down.
Wow.
But like he said, he didn't feel that it was malicious intent. Mm-hmm. He felt it was, oh, okay, you think I'm nothing? Hold my beer,
When that first happened to me, I remember it was a private house, and I remember just sitting there, and now I felt burning on my back. And unfortunately, I will disclaim this, I never saw it. And there were pictures taken that were somehow deleted, that weren't taken on my camera. Somebody else had to, because on my back, they had lifted my shirt up, and they said that there were two little handprints. And the medium there said it was a little girl trying to get my attention, but her energy was so much stronger than my energy that's why her just touching me felt like it was burning, and also left those handprints because our energy, it was just, she was
mm-hmm.
so much on a higher level than me, so,
mm-hmm.
And again, even when I knew, I didn't feel threatened.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't think all scratches and red marks and this and that, I don't think, probably half of them are not a negative thing,
mm-hmm.
but am I being naive? So a lot of people probably say I'm being naive, but I just don't think that. I mean,
it can't be dependent on the place you're at though, too. If you're at a prison and you're antagonizing.
Yeah, but even, yeah, I mean, if you're literally saying, oh yeah, F you, I get to go get ice cream and go home and take a hot shower, lay in my bed, have sex with my wife, you don't, and boo boo, and you're, you're pissing the person, and then you get scratched or something, then absolutely.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
but
I feel that a lot of that is they're like toddlers. They don't know their own strength.
Right.
So if they're trying to get your attention and you're not acknowledging it, they're going to try harder. They're not going to try meaner. They're going to try harder.
Right.
And
and that's, I always give, like, when I do private homes, I give them the I say, I ask them if they've ever seen the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, when he first becomes a ghost and he's in the subway and he's trying to kick the can. And his foot keeps going through the can. His foot keeps going through it. Then all of a sudden he uses all of his energy and he finally kicks it and it goes flying across the subway. Now, in real life, if I'm standing at the end of the subway and I look down and nobody's standing there, I'm like, oh my God, a ghost just tried to kill me with a can, like hit me in the head with a can. Right? Like, that's what most people think. That's why you always hear when they say, oh, they tried to push me down the steps, or they threw a glass at my head. Listen, if something you can't see wants to push you down the steps or throw a glass at your head, best believe you're going to get hit in the head and you're going to get pushed down the steps. I tell them that all the time. Like, you can't see it. If it wants to hurt you, it will. And 9 times out of 10, they're just trying to get your attention, and you're not feeling it at first. You're not hearing them at first. So then they start doing things to try to get your attention. Is my belief. I'm not. It's just a theory, So,
yep. No, I agree.
Yeah.
This was really good stuff tonight, guys.
Yeah. So my advice at the end of the day, in order for me to believe in holy water, I have to watch a priest bless it himself or herself. No, himself. I'm saying herself. Who knows anymore?
Themselves.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that. And at the end of the day, too, again, remember, it's all in the intent. Because if you go into it just thinking, hey, I got a bottle of holy water, everything's going to be fine, and you just leave it alone, you don't put that energy behind it to try and help or anything like that, then it's probably not going to help.
Right.
Or if you're going to someone who believes different than you do and trying to use it with them, it won't help. It's all the intent behind it.
Yep. Absolutely. So, does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, Darren. What about you?
I believe in the holy water. Yeah, I believe in the.
Would you believe buying it from like the store? Do you think if you bought it from the store?
I would try it, but I also would try the other way too, of getting it where you guys get it from, Cynthia. And just, have a priest go bless it and bring it in. I mean, get water from Walgreens, get water from Walmart. But if you're going to use it in a way that you're supposed to use it for, it shouldn't make a difference. It should work no matter what.
Agreed.
So, any last minute questions or comments?
Nope. I'll say Paranormal Brew Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have Lloyd Auerbach coming on. He's a legit practicing parapsychologist with a degree. I just want to put that out there because I had my run-in with somebody that lied. So yes, he has a degree in parapsychology. He's a chocolatier as well.
Ooh.
Which I'm interested in learning about. And
ghosts.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to interviewing him. Kenny Biddle actually referred him to me, so it should be a good show.
Nice.
There you go. And just for the human pendulum, make sure you're not having vertigo before you.
How about?
Oh yeah, no.
How about not do it?
If you have vertigo, don't do it.
How about not do it at all? Let's just.
If you're with people that don't know what they're doing, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Let's just skip the human pendulum thing. It just sounds too much like bait.
So, thank you guys for a great episode. Thank you, Cynthia, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Unless I'm sorry, Cynthia. Yes, unless you had somebody that knew what they were doing. So
yeah.
But it's not. That's not going to be. That's rare.
Something
like that.
Yeah.
So sorry about that, Darren. Go ahead.
Oh, that's all right.
I didn't
So,
want to think
for-
Cynthia. I didn't want Cynthia to think I was like disrespecting what she.
Oh
what
no,
happened.
no. Nope,
no.
nope.
She
we're
know
all
what you
good.
meant. She know what you meant. So for Cynthia and Taryn and myself, Darren, I bid you adieu, and you have been watching the Paranormal Brew Network. And we'll catch you next time.
Good night.
So long, everybody.